RadioNOW 100.9's Indy Connection with Emily Metheny.
Hi, I'm Emily Metheny, your host. This week, if you love puppies or kitties, this is it. This is your show. We're talking about two different humane societies here in central Indiana that are making huge impacts in the community and in the lives of their furry babies and their humans. First, we are talking with Hayley Wolf from Indy Humane.
My name is Hayley Wolf. I am the marketing coordinator here at Indy Humane.
And what is Indy Humane? What areas do you guys serve?
So we are primarily, people think of us as an animal shelter. We take in animals in need and then we adopt them into new forever homes. But we also have a whole variety of other programs as well. We have two low-cost clinics that do low-cost vaccines, preventative care, and one of those clinics does low-cost spay-neuter surgeries and some other more comprehensive surgeries. So we have our clinic on North Michigan Road, and then we have our downtown clinic. So we really serve the whole Indianapolis community, and we have individuals and other rescue groups that use our clinics from all over the state. We have the luxury of being one of the largest nonprofit shelters in the state. So we have a program called Rescue Relief, where we have a warehouse of our donated supplies, and we get some things that we don't use here at our shelter. They're not the preferred food brands or just things we don't use. So we can actually redistribute those to other shelters and rescues across the country. We have groups from as far as Missouri and Michigan, further south, that come on a rolling basis to pick up supplies for super, super low cost.
So it's not just serving the Indianapolis area. And the animals you intake, are they just solely from Indianapolis then?
Not inherently. We are a private nonprofit shelter. We are not the city shelter. We're not animal control, you might say. So we take in owner surrenders from all over the state, primarily from Indianapolis, and we do take a lot of animals from Indianapolis Animal Care Services, which is the city shelter. So we take about half of our animals come from that shelter, animals that have special medical needs or more behavioral care that they just don't have the capacity to care for in their shelter setting. So we primarily do take animals from Indianapolis, but we have the ability to help animals in need from all over the state and beyond.
And if someone wanted to come adopt an animal, what are your hours of operation?
Yeah, you can find hours on our website, indyhumane.org. But briefly, we are open for adoptions 1 to 7, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, 11 to 6 on Saturday, and 11 to 4 on Sunday.
And what animals do you have on location that people can adopt?
We have cats and dogs. This time of year, we have tons of kittens as well. And we do have puppies as well, depending on just timing. But just cats and dogs. No critters, no exotics.
No birds, no?
No.
Okay.
Nope, just cats and dogs.
And how long have you guys been operating here?
So Indy Humane, the Humane Society of Indianapolis, was founded in 1905. And we've kind of done a little bit of a lot of things over the years. We initially were a shelter for women and children, like a domestic violence shelter, and orphans, and different things during wartime. At one point in the mid-1900s, we did farm animals and livestock, but we have pretty much always also served cats and dogs and domestic pets. So the last 40, 50 years, we focused on household pets, cats, and dogs. So the dogs we take to events are usually the most social, most exuberant. You know, they're going to be great meeting new people and other pets and kids, and they're just all around awesome. So if you meet someone at an event, they typically get adopted super quickly, which is a great problem to have. But we also have lots of lovely dogs at the shelter that maybe don't do as well going to events like that, but would be awesome in a home with their people once they're comfortable. So we encourage people to come out and support the event, and then also come to the shelter if they think they might be interested in adopting somebody.
And for someone who wants to go through the adoption process and they want more of a shyer, calmer dog, how can they go to the shelter and find a dog like that?
Absolutely. So I would recommend people check out our website first, indyhumane.org/dog or /cat. Our website is updated daily throughout every day with animals who are available for adoption, and then as soon as they're adopted, they fall off the website. So people can browse the website to see who they think they might be interested in and learn a little bit about that animal. If they are a little more shy or if they're super playful, we'll have those kinds of things noted on their profile. And then they can visit the shelter anytime we're open, ask some of our volunteers to get a dog out, or they can hang out in our cat rooms with the cats. And then if they meet someone that they think they're interested in and want to learn more of their background, anything we know about them, they can start the application process and talk to someone from our adoptions team, and we'll make sure they have all the information they need. As much as we know about that animal, we'll try to share with them to set them up for success in their new home.
And if someone wants to volunteer, how do they go about that?
Yeah, they can visit indyhumane.org/volunteer, and we have all kinds of tasks for volunteers, whether you want to walk dogs or play with cats, or if you want to help but you don't necessarily want to work with the animals or aren't able to work with the animals. We always have a need for folks to help clean, do office work, more administrative things, do events. And we also have volunteer opportunities off-site for some of our different programs. So lots of ways to help.
And what's the age for that? Like, could high school students get involved, junior high students? Is it?
Yeah. We have a parent and me program, so we can have young kids come and do certain jobs as long as their parent is with them and helping them out and supervising them. And then we do have programs for high schoolers, young adults, so we have lots of age-appropriate activities depending on their age and maturity and what they're interested in. Yep, they can just go to indyhumane.org/give, and you can give a gift of any size, whether it's $5 or $500. You can also check out our wish lists online, so you can see what supplies we always need donated. And again, folks can volunteer, they can become foster parents. So however folks can get involved and make an impact, we appreciate that.
And the 9 Lives Cafe, are those, all of those cats there are from you guys, right?
That is correct. So the Cat Cafe sort of serves like a foster home for, at any given time, about 10 adoptable cats from us. So folks can visit there, hang out with the cats. They are certainly welcome to just hang out, get some cat cuddles while they're there, or if they think they might want to adopt one of those cats, there's an online application, and that goes through our adoptions team, so we'll kind of play phone tag to get you the information and get you set up. So yeah, that's just another way that folks can adopt, and it gets our animals out in the community, out of the shelter, get them some attention.
So there's opportunities for both dogs to be out and cats to be out. That's awesome.
Yeah. So our pet awareness wagon has had a super, super busy summer, and that's kind of starting to slow down. But as we go into the fall and winter, we're going to be doing a lot more school programs, nursing home outreach, kind of educational and just fun, feel-good visits as the festivals and things of the summer start to slow down. We are involved with the Indy Indy Half Marathon and the marathon events coming up this fall. And we also have a really cool partnership coming up with Lucas Oil Stadium. We are going to be running one of their concession stands, and then the proceeds that we make come back to Indy Humane. When folks are out at Colts games or other things happening at Lucas Oil, they can come say hi to our volunteers and our team. We actually do need volunteers to help out with those events, too.
And then they can just go through the website and find out how to become a volunteer for those events, too.
Yes.
Perfect. Is there anything else that you'd like to add before we head out?
We will have a couple adoption events in October and November, so I would encourage folks to keep an eye on our website, indyhumane.org, and our social media for that.
And what's your social media?
It's just at Indy Humane on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. So I encourage folks to follow that. It's a lot of fun, cute animal photos, educational opportunities, more in-depth profiles of adoptable animals if you're thinking about adopting.
And on the Instagram, I saw that you guys were at the Jonas Brothers concert.
Yes. Oh, I'm glad you mentioned that. Yeah. So we have a partnership with Live Nation. So throughout the summer, we've had the opportunity to take cats and dogs to a couple different concerts. Earlier this summer, we actually got to meet Rob Thomas, the members of the National, in Vampire Weekend. So we just recently got to take some animals to the Jonas Brothers show. We did not meet the actual Jonas Brothers.
Aww.
I know. I'm a fangirl. But we got to meet their crew. Their head of security said he was going to kidnap one of the dogs, and I was not about to tell him no. We got the dog, all is well. But that's a really cool opportunity that we have to give their crew some relaxation, puppy cuddles, kitten cuddles. They're on the road for weeks at a time, and it's really fun to just sit and talk with them, and they'll start talking about their pets at home, how much they miss them. A lot of them, have pets, and they can't take them on the road. So it's a really, really cool, unique opportunity that we have, again, to get our pets out of the shelter and just out into the community.
Megan Bousley is the Marketing and Communications Specialist for the Humane Society of Hamilton County, and she is our next guest.
Can you tell us a little bit about the Humane Society for Hamilton County?
Yeah, absolutely. So we've been around since the 80s, and we've had a lot of ups and downs. We were originally in the Hamilton County Jail building, and it was not designed to be who we are today. So we moved into our current location in Noblesville at 1721 Pleasant, and that's kind of when we transitioned into this open admission, truly no kill model, philosophy, mindset, the whole thing. And what that means is open admission means that in Hamilton County we accept every animal that comes in, regardless of age, breed, medical illness, behavior issues, anything. If it is, so we take any animal and then we do everything we can to save, treat, and then rehabilitate any animals that we need. And that's behavior as well. We actually have a behavior analyst or behavior manager on staff, and she works with our cats that need a little extra TLC or dogs that need a little extra TLC, just to make sure that we're adopting out the best animals, and it's a really incredible program that she runs through the behavior department. And then no kill just means that if an animal is savable, treatable, or rehabilitatable, that they get a second chance at life and to find their home and live their best life, So that's something that not a lot of shelters in the country, we're one of the few in the country that have that truly no kill open admission designation, which is something that's we are really proud of, and it's something that we try to help other shelters with around the state as well to kind of reach that status.
And so you rehabilitate both, is it like behavioral, and then it's also the medical side,
yes.
Correct?
Yep, we do both. So we have a program called the Survivor Program, and that's one of our biggest programs. So what that does is it treats everything above and beyond vaccines, heartworm testing, standard intake, procedures, I guess. So, just the basic stuff. So that's your broken legs. That's the prescription food for our diabetic cats. That's hit by car injuries. That's our senior dogs that need special supplements for their joints and their lumps and their bumps. It's everything. And what that also does, and this is one of my favorite parts of it, is it allows us to pull and transfer in animals who are on euthanasia lists across the state at other shelters who don't have the ability to provide the care and the treatment that we can. So we work with a lot of those, especially in Indianapolis and the surrounding counties, to make sure that all of those animals are getting second chances as well.
Aww. It's a true survivor program. That makes
it
my heart
really
really
is.
happy.
I know. It's warm and fuzzy. Through our website, you can donate to specific programs that we have as well. If, like, Pets Healing Vets is more someone's interest or something like that.
And what is Pets Healing Vets?
This is another amazing I just love all our programs. They're so fantastic. But this one pairs Hoosier veterans suffering from PTSD or traumatic brain injury with emotional support pets. So the first thing we always say is it's not a registered therapy dog. It's not that. It's just, we see the healing power of pets every day because we're with these dogs and cats every day, and we see the need that our veterans have, and so we kind of put those two pieces together, and we've seen veterans open up. We've seen them become more comfortable in crowds and things like that. So what it does is the veteran applies, they come in, they meet, we have some cats that are in the program as well, so we meet them with a bunch of different animals that are kind of fit well with their lifestyle, and then the dog or cat, well, the cat won't go to training, but the dog goes to training over at Paws and Play for 2 weeks. They sponsor that for us, and then the dog goes home. And what's really unique about the program, aside from the amazing healing power that happens on both ends, is that we will pay for all of the pet's care if needed.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's annual vaccines, that's vet visits, that's food, because the biggest barrier to pet ownership is cost. And that's a huge stressor that we don't want these veterans to have. We want them to focus on them and healing and their families and their pets. So we're there for the veteran the whole way.
Aw.
Yeah.
That's phenomenal.
It's amazing. And, our veterans will come in and say hi with their dogs. And sometimes we'll have a dog that's been through a lot get paired with a veteran. And it's a really warm, fuzzy, heartwarming kind of moment.
Wonderful feeling.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So on average, how many animals do you typically get at the Humane Society?
So on an average, like if we're looking at the past few years, it's over 3,000 easy. And we usually get more cats than dogs. And our dogs usually end up staying longer. We always get the cute little fluffies that get out right away. And then we have, the senior black pit bulls who statistically are always there longer. Any black dog is usually there longer. And, so our dogs tend to have a longer length of stay, but we get more cats throughout the year than we do dogs.
Okay. And what is the adoption rate out of the Humane Society?
So we have a 98% live adoption rate, or live placement rate is technically what it's called, and that just means that 98% of the animals that we get in leave the shelter. They go to rescue, they get returned to their owners, they get adopted, and that 2% is tricky because everyone always thinks that, oh my gosh, what happens to that 2%? And the way that stat is pulled, it doesn't count animals that carry over from the year before. So it runs January to January. So it doesn't count the animals that were here December 31st, and we're still there January 1st. It doesn't count those animals. So that's kind of where that 2% comes in. People always see that and kind of go, what does that mean? But that's what gives us that truly no-kill status as well. That's how that percentage scale works based on your placement rate. So that's what that means. It's a little complicated, but that's the easiest way to.
And people can check out these numbers on your website, which is?
Our website is hamiltonhumane.com, and that is a huge bank of resources for everyone. Our stats are up there, all of our programs, ways to help. You can foster, donate, volunteer. All of those things are there. There's some behavior and training tips on there, too, for dogs and cats. If someone needs to surrender an animal or report an animal lost, there's resources there for that. And then what's really cool, and one of the most unique things I think about our website, is the adoptable animal pages are live. So basically, we could make an animal available for adoption at So like 9 a.m. You know, we're not open for adoptions yet, but that animal is showing up on the website. And then if that animal gets adopted at 3:24, it's no longer on the website. So we tell people who are looking for a specific breed or a small dog to check back every day because it changes like that. So that's something that's pretty unique and people like that. So.
That is really cool. So I know even before you open who's adoptable, and then it tells me a little bit about the animal too as well, right?
Yes, exactly. And then adoption applications can be filled out online. So if you submit it early in the day, because there's an animal out at 9:28 that you really want to see, they'll look through your application and process it so that when you come in at noon, that step has already been taken care of. So you don't have to fill out that paperwork. If you're coming just to browse, you don't have to fill out your paperwork online, but it's just something that's usually easier to type than write. So check a box, you know.
Also on the website, we can find other events like Tinsel and Tails, Wine Wags Whiskers, and all these awesome events that are going to be coming up through the rest of the year.
Yes, yeah, we keep it up to date with all of our like community events and outreach events. We have our core events, which is like Woofstock, and Tinsel and Tails is a big gala that we do at the end of the year. Huge fundraising, sit-down dinner at the Ritz Charles. We highlight the best adoption stories throughout the year, and I've seen the presentation twice, and I cry every time. It's one of those that it just gets you every time. It's so incredible because it shows everything that we do and ties back to our mission. And then Wine Wags and Whiskers we hold in the spring, and it's a wine tasting.
Yes.
People are usually like, wine and pets? Yeah, I'll be there. So that's another fun one. And then Woofstock is our other big event.
And everyone can stay up to date by checking the website. What's your social media?
Everything is Hamilton Humane. So Instagram, Hamilton Humane, Twitter, Hamilton Humane, no underscore, no numbers. We try to keep it simple. And then that's the website as well.
Perfect. Approximately how big is the shelter?
Oh, goodness. So we are currently in about 8,000 square feet, which is, it's very small for our current needs. We have a huge foster network that helps us out. So in the shelter, it may not look like we have a lot, but we are at capacity at the shelter and we're utilizing our foster network. We don't have a large like isolation unit. So like a couple weeks ago, we posted on social media that we had to go into our some of our cages or our kennels, and we had to hang sheets to kind of isolate and quarantine these animals with upper respiratory infections, which is just a puppy cold. It's a cold for a dog. So we're hoping to get into a bigger space soon, and we'll see how that goes. But yeah, 8,000 square feet is about, 20,000 too small.
Okay.
You know, so, but we work with what we have. You know, we have amazing volunteers as well who come in and help us organize and keep things tidy and clean, and we couldn't do anything that we do without them.
And if people want to sign up, they just have to go to the Hamilton Humane website?
Yes, it's under the How to Help tab if you're interested in fostering. And we cover the cost of the medication and the supplies for our fosters too. So it's really at no cost to them. It's just them opening their hearts and their home to an animal in need. So that's kind of cool. And then there's the volunteering. There's we do corporate volunteer groups as well, or clubs come in and volunteer. Our outreach manager does a lot of work with scouts in school. So if anyone's interested in that, there's a form on the website for that as well.
Perfect.
So we just try to get out and do everything. We try to do, reach and touch as many people, and we usually bring a pet with us when we go out. Didn't bring one today, but
but I can check them all out online.
Yes, you can.
Do you have an not adoption list, a needs list also on the website? So if people want to send stuff?
Yes. So on our main website, we have like a carousel slider on the front, and our wish list pops up there with a couple of featured adoptable animals and some upcoming events. If you just go to hshcwishlist.com, that links you straight to our Amazon wish list, which it's up to date every week.
Sweet.
So everything is there.
And remember, you can stay up to date with what both societies are doing by going online. For the Humane Society for Hamilton County, they're at Hamilton Humane. And for Indy Humane, they're at Indy Humane. Very easy, very simple. Keep up to date. Thank you for joining me, and please join me again next week. If you have any questions or comments, please email me at emetheny, that's EMETHENY, at radio-1.com. Until then, have a great week.
RadioNOW 100.9's Indy Connection with Emily Metheny.